Hey guys, it is time for an update on the Zete Destination birthday, 65th birthday party. And it's also a call to action because I think we can actually pull this off, but I'm going to need your help to make a quick commitment. So let me give you a little bit of a background on what has occurred since my last video, and then we'll talk about what needs to happen. First of all, the response was very positive. I think we had 12 people who said yes, and we have 3 people that are hanging out as either they didn't say no or possibles. I think I only had one person say no, but there's a bunch of people who never responded. So it's possible we could follow up, and there could be even more of us. So I'm estimating between 20 and 30 of us, assuming that everyone brings a date, and I'm hoping that there aren't going to be many people who come solo. I think we had a different term for that when we had formals. In any event, so we're looking at 20 to 30 people. So what we did is to look for resorts in a sunny place. Tor took Florida, and I took Arizona. And I looked at Phoenix, and uh, very expensive, and it's in the middle of spring training, which was going to make it even more difficult to find a place. And so I went down the road to Tucson, a place that I'm familiar with, and there are 4 resorts there. I called all 4 of them, left detailed messages, and I think what I learned is our group is not small enough for most of these resorts to even care about, because 3 of the 4 resorts didn't even bother to call me back. But one did, and it's the Omni Resort outside of Tucson. It's in the Catalina foothills, and they did call back, and so they've been reasonably responsive, and so I've been able to put together a plan. And the plan that I worked out or started working out with them is Thursday night, March 12th, we would have an informal gathering in the bar. And so people would show up when they show up. We would meet in the bar. And then on Friday night, we would have a reserved room with some type of buffet. And we would do the same thing on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, we would have a brunch and go from there. So the quick details about this, as we started working out the rooms, they would reserve a block for us at $329 a night, with a $35 resort fee on top of that. Parking and Wi-Fi are free. However, they would give you that rate in addition to those 3 nights, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They would honor that rate on both 3 days on each side of that. So a total of 9 days if you want to come for longer. I will probably come for a couple days on each side, but that's up to each individual. But the cost of doing the brunch and the 2 buffets, as it works out with the cost per head and the service charges and service fees and taxes on top of that. By the way, the room rate there would be a 12% tax on top of the room rate. It turned out to be really expensive. And when I priced it out and put together all the numbers, it was about $450 per person to have the Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning gatherings in private rooms. And I spoke to Tor about this, and we both felt like, man, that's super expensive for just 3 meals. And honestly, I was sort of at the point of giving up. And at that point, Kirk got in touch with me, and I spoke to him, and I told him where we were. And I just thought, maybe we just need more time to put this together. Maybe we just skip 65 and we can start planning in advance for 66. And Kirk made a very generous offer that Tor and I assume the rest of us are prepared to take him up on, which is that he will sponsor one of the buffets. He will pay for everything, including an open bar. and take care of everything. By the way, those costs that I mentioned did not include an open bar, and people would have to pay for their drinks separately. So if we take Kirk up on his offer, it's still going to be pricey, but it becomes a bit more attainable. And Tor and I have agreed that we should proceed and see if we can put this together. So what it's going to cost for the meals per person is $275 per person. And so the next step, the way that it's going to work is, and I'm going to tell you who has said yes and who is either doubtful or maybe, is I need to hear from you that you're in, if you're in, and how many people. And again, mostly I believe this is going to be couples. And I need to hear from you relatively soon to put this together with the resort, the Omni Resort. The reason for that is I'm going to have to sign contracts with them for the cost of the meals and everything else. And in order to do that, what I'm going to ask is whoever gets back to me and says, I'm in, and here's how many people, then I'm going to send you information to Zelle me a deposit of $275 per head, so that I know that, this will be a solid commitment at that point, and we'll have enough funds to be able to meet the minimums. Basically, there's going to be a food and beverage minimum cost that we need to meet in order to reserve the rooms and put this all together. So if we move quickly, I think we can put this together. Right now, there's nothing reserved. I haven't signed any contracts, and I'm assuming that I can get that done. Probably what would be great is to get that done before Christmas, but that might not be possible since we only have 2 weeks. But it would be great if I could hear from you in the next couple of days. If we get to about 16 people, then I think this will work. If we don't get to 16 people, then what we'll probably do is something a little less formal. Probably we could probably go to the same place, but we probably won't have, we may not be able to do, depending on the number of people, we may not be able to do common meals, or we might just, if there's only a dozen of us, we can probably just reserve room at different restaurants. So I need to hear from you. So I'm going to send you this video, and then I'm going to ask you to text me. Let me see if there's anything else that I wanted to say. Nope. I think I covered everything. Again, thank you to Kirk for his generous offer that I think makes this more feasible for all of us. And just another word about the rooms. We will have a courtesy block. If you decide, you might be able to get a cheaper room just online, which is fine also. But we will have the rooms probably until like mid-January to be able to reserve them. So step 1 is let me know. Step 2, I'll get back to you and we'll have you send in a deposit. Step 3, I will sign a contract with the resort. And then step 4 will be, then you'll need to make your room reservations. So I'm hoping we can take care of all of this by the end of the year, first week of January. Okay, guys. So let me give you the list of people who got back to me. So obviously Tor and I, also TR is in, Dicky is in, Kirk is obviously in, Mr. Rinko is in, John Hand is in, Mark Merritt, Johnny O, Mitch, Mark Boyland, and Bob Pompiani have all said yes. Kenny said, like the idea, maybe. Eric has some litigation coming up, so he may not be able to make it. He was in until the litigation is conflicting, so he may be a last-minute addition. And then Chaser said probably not, but he didn't say no. So we'll take that as a positive. Okay, guys, hope to hear from you soon. Thanks. Bye.